and welcome back to episode 135 of the Talkoffamepod podcast with your host, Kylie. I'm super excited to have on content creator Jennifer Kassir. Thanks so much for on, Jennifer.
Thank you so much for having me. So excited to be here.
And super excited to have you. So on TikTok, you often post funny videos to make people laugh and to show them unique things. Like, how did you come up with these story ideas?
Yeah. So I actually brainstorm my ideas usually at nighttime. I'll have an idea and I'm like, hey Siri, write down this idea so that I don't forget the next day. So that's kind of how, I stay reminding myself, oh, Siri's on again. This always happens, I swear. But yeah, that's kind of what I do. I'll come up with a random idea in my head because my brain's usually flowing with ideas and creative concepts, and I'll just jot it down. And sometimes I don't jot it down and I forget and I'm like, darn, I just missed out on a good idea. But yeah, or sometimes in the shower, shower thoughts. Sometimes people recommend ideas, sometimes my fans, family, friends, so they come from many places.
Like that's actually the same thing for me. Like every time like I'm laying down or I'm in a like place where I'm not working, like it always comes to mind, especially when I'm sleeping. The next day, like I'm like too lazy to go on my phone, and then I'll
Yeah,
just forget the next day. Like it's
I
just like,
know.
but
I
sometimes I
know.
just remember it. I'm like, oh, I need to do that. Like I did that yesterday. Like it's just like good like thoughts and ideas always come at night when you're trying to
You're
sleep.
right. You're right. And it just comes randomly. Sometimes I find myself trying to sit down and brainstorm and then nothing comes up. But yeah,
Mhm. Yeah,
random
it
thought.
makes me so mad because even when I'm trying to come up with things during the day, it never comes. But at night, it's like, okay, well, you're not thinking. I'm gonna come up with ideas. Like,
Exactly.
and like as a content creator, like, what is like your goal? Like, what is like kind of like your goal as a content creator?
Yeah. So my goal is to honestly just spread laughter and positivity, joy. I love making people laugh. And I love helping people escape their reality just for like 60 seconds even, It's my goal to just spread love because growing up, I was struggling in middle school and there were so many situations I was in that were just draining me, and I would turn to YouTube and find happiness from content creators, and I pledged to do the same one day for the younger generation, and I want to be an inspiration and role model. And yeah, I just want to encourage people to chase their dreams and embrace their true, authentic selves. So that's kind of why I show every aspect of myself. And I'm like, you know what? Being weird is fun. It shouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
taboo. Like, oh, that's weird. Like, weird should be fun. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's life. Embrace your weirdness.
For sure. And like, who were those YouTubers for you? Like, who were the YouTubers that kind of brought out your positivity and creativeness?
Yes, that's a great one. So Jenna Marbles for sure. Like, she was such an OG.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there were so many different people. I feel like even Shane Dawson at one point, I know like things happened with him now and everything, but growing up, like when we're young, we don't really know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
We see a skit that might be problematic for adults, but we don't think because we're young. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I really enjoyed watching his content. And also Miranda Sings, of course, she
Mm-hmm.
was my huge inspiration. And then kind of in my teen phases, like high school and stuff, I was watching Tana Mongeau, her
Mm-hmm.
stories and just seeing how she's just unapologetically herself. So yeah, I love seeing people just being themselves and not caring what anyone thinks. So that really helped me to break out of my shell. And then FaZe Rug, like seeing his videos, I'm like, whoa, that's cool. And yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like those people are seriously amazing people. And like I have been like with the Shane Dawson stuff, it's like at one point like he people make mistakes and he made one mistake. I just feel like the internet like ripped him too much over something he did
Right.
with mistake. And I feel like he never recovered from that. Like I feel like.
I know he did. There were some things he did where I'm like, ooh, like this is shady, like, comments about minors and just different things. But like, I don't know. We don't really know what's going on in their heads. And like part of me really saw his heart and like his heart being there. And like even Tana Mongeau talked about how he was always there for her and stuff. And there were so many creators that were like, man, like he has done things that are problematic and like not good. Like the sexualization of minors is not good.
Mm-hmm.
But he also did help people get through dark times. So it's a very tricky subject for sure. So I don't know what opinion I should have. All I know is that 50% of people still like him despite his past, and the other 50% don't like him at all. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, I don't know. He got me through my childhood, so it's really hard to look at someone that you grew up with, you
Like
know.
differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm like one side of you're like, oh, I still love him. Then I grew up watching the other side. I'm like, I don't know if I like him anymore. Like, I don't know how to feel.
Yeah, I
And
feel
like,
you.
how do you come up with your content? Like, what's like your creative process like?
Yes, so my creative process, sometimes I like test a video out, like I'll film something that just comes to mind, and I'm like, okay, maybe I should put this in the drafts. I don't think it's ready to be out yet. And then I'll like film something else. I'm like, okay, that's the one. So I tend to film about 5 times before actually landing at the right video. So I explore and test different videos. But other times I film once, one take, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
that's the one. Very rare to happen though. I do
Mm-hmm.
reshoot often. So and then yeah, my creative process, like I said earlier, is just kind of I brainstorm, write it down, and then I visualize what it's going to look like. And then I have my tripod, which is my lever, and my lighting. I think it's very important to have the proper tools to kind
Mm-hmm.
of make your ideas come to life. And it's something I still struggle with. Like, I wouldn't say I'm perfect when it comes to my tools. I feel like I could use a camera. A lot of creators use a camera. I don't. And that's fine. I think iPhones are great.
Mm-hmm.
But, I feel like I'd love to do more quality videos, and I struggle still to kind of bring to life my beautiful, fun ideas. Like, I currently have ideas that I really want to shoot, and I'm like, man, like, I would need a videographer to help me or an editor because I don't know how to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but my process is simple.
Like I feel like with video editing, it takes a million times. Like if it takes the first one time to take, I'm like, damn, like that's finally a one time take is the best thing that I ever heard in my life. Like
Yes.
seriously, the biggest boss thing ever. Because like when I film videos for organizations or for school or the podcast or something for editing process or whatever, it's like it takes me a million times and it takes up most of my time. Like it take me about I would say 15 minutes for depending on the thing, maximum 15 minutes I'll say. But like when it's like the first try, I'm like, thank God, because I have a million things to do and like I do not want to spend the rest of my day filming a video, you know?
I know, especially a simple video. And I think what's stressful is when there's food involved, because a lot of my videos incorporate food. So sometimes, especially when I'm filming with others, like with my mom or brother or friends or whoever it is, I'll be like, guys, I swear this has to be done in one take because one, I don't want to keep eating food or like I gotta like sometimes I have to like spit it out. And that's just not authentic because some of my videos, like I need to be chewing and really eating. I'm like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to do this a million times. Like, I'm no. And then other times, like, I'll do something that's so messy. And I'm like, if
Mm-hmm.
we mess this up, I'm gonna have to clean. It's gonna take an additional 30 minutes just to like redo it. And then it's
Mm-hmm.
not gonna be authentic because I'm gonna be in a bad mood. And
Yeah.
that's happened several times where, and I'm like, man, like, okay, it would have been great if I got it the first time, but it's okay. And I do think everything happens for a reason. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I've had videos where I thought it was good the first take, but then it got messed up. And then I was like, oh man, but then I redo it and it's better. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we can surprise ourselves. Like sometimes we do better than the first take. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just playing it by ear. I've been trying to like kind of go with the flow more and not stress too much about getting it right the first time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Like, do you think like TikTok helped you like grow your audience as a content creator? Because I know TikTok is really the key to many
Mhm.
creators.
Yeah, definitely. I started on YouTube doing reaction videos back in 2019 to Indian Bollywood trailers and music videos. I had a blast and I grew a lovely audience in India. And like until this day, I really want to visit India, like Mumbai, because that's where
Hmm.
Bollywood is and like the culture's beautiful. It's such a beautiful place to be, honestly, like the
Hmm.
traditions. So yeah, I learned a lot about the culture and uh it was one phase of my life that I explored and it was unexpected. I never expected to target that demographic. It just naturally happened.
Hmm.
People just told me, "Hey, you should do like Indian related videos. I think it would be really fun to see like an American girl reacting to Indian content." So I gave it a shot and I stuck to it for a year. Then TikTok came around and I was like, okay, this is really cool. I never had my shot on Vine since I was in middle school.
Hmm.
I tried doing Vines, but I'm a little kid. I obviously didn't go anywhere really. But times are different now. Kids can actually have a platform. Back in my times, it was tough.
Hmm.
So it was rare. So I'm like, okay, this is my one shot. I got on TikTok, also never got on Musically. So, this was great for me and grew my audience. And yeah, then now I'm on YouTube, growing on YouTube Shorts. Absolutely love YouTube. Their
Hmm.
treatment and respect for creators is something like I will always love. So
Hmm.
I love the company, and now it's
Hmm.
helping me grow even more. So
Like you, like in terms of TikTok, you have created three different TikTok accounts. Like, why did you kind of decide to make three different accounts? For is it for different purposes, or is this kind of the main purpose for all three?
yeah, that's a great question. So I made three accounts. Essentially, I guess you could say it is for the same purpose of entertaining people, but just in different ways. So, if you have one account where you're doing a bunch of different random things, it's gonna be harder to grow your audience. And everybody always says, have your niche, have your niche. And I'm like, okay, I don't like having just one niche. So if that's the case, let me just do several accounts with different niches and it worked. So I have my Arab account, Arab Gen, and I get to speak Arabic there and film with my mom, and it's fun. Then I have my Miss Beanie, I make kids content, and I have Jennifer Kassir, which is just me being me. And yeah.
I love that. And you competed in the Miss Arab USA, which is crazy. Like, what was that experience like for you? Means like obviously things like you said things happen for a reason. Be kind of performing in like one of the biggest competitions, especially in the US. Like, what was that like?
Ooh, yes. So this was an experience that's very memorable and I'll never forget. Uh, I was very scared to do it. My whole life, I always kind of wanted to try doing a pageant, but I never did it because of, fears of judgment and just self-doubt. I never felt like I belonged. I'm like, I don't know. I don't feel like I belong. But I don't think that's the right mindset. I think anyone can belong. And this specific pageant was not about looks at all. And that's what I love. And it was more about like charity works and just you being who you are. Like they wanted to see the person, who you are behind just your looks. So I really respect that. And that's kind of the biggest reasons why I decided to join because I saw that, from looking at their past competitions, it didn't seem like problematic. So
Hmm.
I wanted to play a part in it. And I also did it to also make my mom happy because my mom's always wanted me to do it. She told me you're in your 20s once, so might as well do
Hmm.
it. And although there were women there in their 30s, so I love that. That's so cool.
Hmm.
Um, but I wouldn't do this in my 30s, so I just wanted to experience it in my 20s. And yeah, I loved it. The girls were amazing, super talented. I learned a lot from them. We bonded like sisters. And although we had an amazing time, we also did kind of, we were tired. It was a lot of rehearsals, long rehearsal days, having to stand daily on your feet in your heels for 30 minutes straight with your hands on your hips and smiling, no moving. So that was crazy for me. At one point during rehearsals, I passed out.
Ooh.
because it was too much dance routines and things and waking up early, and I don't think I was getting my vitamins. So yeah, it was overwhelming, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. So it was
You
really
only
fun.
live like once, right?
Yeah, you do. I
Yeah,
think every girl should maybe experience it if they want. If they're scared, they should do it.
for
So,
sure, for sure. And like to kind of like train like go different topics. So yeah, came out with multiple songs such as Bye Bye. Like what was like the meaning behind that?
yeah, it's about taking control of your life, women empowerment, not letting anyone tell you what to do, especially narcissists.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like throughout my life, I've always attracted narcissistic people. So, and it was just, there were so many times in my life where uh, I was always stuck in this loop of people pleasing the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just got over it and I want to express myself through a song. And
Mm-hmm.
I know everybody deals with this, especially younger girls. So I just want them to know that if you feel stuck in a situation, in a relationship, whether it's a friend or partner, it's not too late to leave and you are free to leave. You don't have to continue to people please and you shouldn't be afraid. Like you should be free to cut people out that are not serving you. So,
Yeah, exactly. There's always like, especially in teenagers, I have dealt with that. Like, especially it's like the hardest things where like you know who you want to have in your life. Like you know like who you want to be friends with. If you don't want to be friends with someone who's being not like toward your expectations or just treating you bad, you just be like, bye bye, people. Like, you're not for me. Like, you just like it's just not for you.
yeah, you nailed it. That's exactly what it is. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
goodbye. Yeah, goodbye haters and people that want to control your life. People always try to control me, like until this day. Like they
Mm-hmm.
think I'm like some sort of guinea pig they could just like toss around or like walk on or something. And
Mm-hmm.
it's funny. And then when you finally stand up for yourself, that's when they're like, ooh, like, and I'm like, wow. It's almost like people don't want you to stand up for yourself. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. Yeah.
True. And like you are the co-founder of skincare line Lab Bodies, in which you and your family created. Like, can you tell
Hmm.
us more about that?
Yes. So LA Bodies is literally our babies and I mean it's our baby, the brand. We started it like I think 8 years ago. It was a long time actually. So my father came up with the concept because we live in Los Angeles. So
Mm-hmm.
Los Angeles and then bodies, which has to do with skincare.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then essentially we were very successful with it, and we were selling some of our items like sunscreens at Dollar Tree and just some places and gas stations, and people loved it. And we continued building on the line, so we added, skincare treatments like cellulite lotion, anti-aging, just you name it, literally everything performance based.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't want to spread the idea that cellulite is bad or like, stretch marks are bad. We just have these as an option for people that want to reduce them, but we believe it's beautiful and we're all
Mm-hmm.
about, empowerment as well, female empowerment and loving your bodies, body positivity. And body positivity is connected to skincare.
Mm-hmm.
So, but just because we're selling like acne treatments or stretch mark treatments doesn't mean we're saying it's bad.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people get confused sometimes. And, right now there's a whole movement of aging being beautiful because it is
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. But then at the same time, like, I'm not going to go and tell someone, oh, like, you're a bad person because you want Botox and you want to look young or you want to reduce your stretch marks so you're not confident. Like,
Mm-hmm.
no, I think people should do what they want. Like, if you're
Yeah.
confident, changing your appearance or getting surgery or whatever, you're free to do so. So we want to
Mm-hmm.
offer those, options for people to feel more confident.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we have a very wide range of products. There's also bath and body and lotions, and our top selling items are 24K gold serum for your face, which is amazing, and it has actual gold flakes in it, which
Ooh.
help with inflammation. So that's amazing. And our blackhead remover, which I love, and I use it all the time, like on my nose for the blackheads, and vitamin C lotion. It's amazing. Like I use it daily for my skincare routine, my makeup routine, and it makes my face very smooth. It doesn't cause flakiness. And the thing about our products is since we manufacture it in our own factory, we know what's in it. So we have full control over the line. And we manufacture it here in Los Angeles. So we use really high quality ingredients to ensure that like this is benefiting people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're very proud of it. We rebranded the packaging last year, and I played a big role in that. So I'm like the co-founder, and I wanted to make it trendy and colorful and fun. So yeah, there's a lot I could say about it, but yeah, if you want to learn more, you can go to labodies.com. And we're still
Sweet.
improving the line, and there's a lot in the works for it.
That's
So,
amazing. I can't wait to see what everything has to come. And
you.
like the last thing I have for you is what is some advice for upcoming content creators?
Hey, so I love this question because I always have advice. I probably could write a book. But number one advice is just stop comparing yourself to other creators, especially if you're starting off. Do not look at someone else's journey because you will get lost. So stay on your own
Mhm.
path and to figure out what your branding is going to be and your niche. Having a niche is going to save you so much time, honestly, and energy.
Mhm.
So, yeah, there's that. And then lastly, if you're not having fun with it, it's not worth it. So it shouldn't
Mhm.
just be about the views and the followers, even though that's huge. I don't want to be here and say, "Oh, you shouldn't care," because let's be honest, I cared. I wrote down daily, I will have 1 million followers in a year, and I wrote it daily until it happened. So yeah, having that is great. But again, I do enjoy what I'm doing. I laugh at my own videos. I watch my own videos 1 million times.
Mhm.
So I love what I do. If you don't like it, you're not gonna last. So it's just that's just how it is. So
Mhm.
those are my three main advices. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something, and hopefully we're inspired to start your journeys. And if you want to learn even more about who I am, you can follow me on Instagram at Jennifer Kassir. And I have my link tree there, so you can see literally everything that I do, all my TikToks, my YouTube channels, and everything.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And huge thank you for coming on. And thank you everyone for listening. I really appreciate you coming on and taking the time. And you're so sweet and amazing. And this, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Have a
You
lovely
too. You
day.
too. Bye.
Bye.